There's the little.
I know, yeah, I don't know what those are per se for, but use those if you want to. Also, you create your own X's in life, however it feels good to you. But take a deep breath. We're here for you. Think of the first word and then go forward.
When I was 7 years old, my parents enrolled me in a classical Indian dance class. At the time, I wasn't too enthusiastic about it. But as an Indian American, it helped shape how I see the world. My name is Isha, and I'm 18 years old. My parents are from Fiji, but that hasn't changed our cultural identity dramatically. To piece this together and help you all get to know more about me, I will describe my parents and my passion for Bollywood films. To begin, I will describe my passion for Bollywood so you can know more about me. My parents stressed cultural values in the midst of American media. I was raised Hindu with 5-armed gods and goddesses, which no longer resonate with me, but the cultural religion gave me a chance to understand what most Indians collectively embrace and form their lives around. This led me to Bollywood, which I find intriguing because of the traditional song and dance. This is what puts culture into perspective for me. Despite being born and raised in
Yes.
Despite being born and raised in the liberal and diverse LA, it is hard to maintain my cultural identity in the westernized society. Through Bollywood, I learned about customs and traditions I otherwise would not be exposed to, such as the importance of the bindi, which is worn by several Indian women around the world. Although these films may be cheesy at times, these movies have given me a better understanding of what and how my parents' norms and ideals have been passed over to me. Next, I would like to tell you about my parents so you can know a bit more about me. My dad is a real estate developer. I help him with his paperwork online because he's not the biggest fan of technology. And this has helped me develop my social skills professionally because growing up I was very shy and timid. And my mother is a housewife. She used to be a nurse, but when she developed postpartum depression after giving birth to my younger sister, she stopped working. My mother's depression has proven to be the most impactful and life-changing experience because it guided me in seeking treatment for my anxiety and depression. In closing, my love for Bollywood and my family has been formative by embracing my culture and other experiences. I didn't like Indian dance then, but through my family in Bollywood, I now understand what it means to be Indian and appreciate it more. Thank you.
So I'm going to have you do the same thing. So go ahead and put that paper behind you. I'm going to have you go into which main point did you... I felt like your second main point, you fell into a groove. Did anybody else feel it? Like all of a sudden you just fell into it. And you started to talk without worrying so much about what that paper said. It does not have to be right. We're still going to get the idea without you having said it perfect.
Right.
Does that make sense?
I'm just like such a perfectionist. It's like really bad.
It is so hard, right? And you know what? In your own way, it's still going to be great like you because there's no standard for that perfect ideal since we don't know. Mm-hmm. Only you've created that in your head. So let's see what this can communicate and see if we can get it across perfectly without it being done in your head how you think perfect is. Does that make sense? Whatever. Let's just talk about it. So tell me, okay, so let's talk about this. Allegedly, we need to hear about your parents, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, tell us about it. I don't care how many ums, us, likes, as you say.
Okay. So my parents were born and raised Hindu, and they transferred that to me. Mm-hmm. So I grew up seeing blue 5-armed gods and goddesses, which now I find really bizarre. But it has helped me get to learn about my parents more and understand their experience as an Indian American, because I feel like oftentimes I brush off their culture and their traditions in an attempt to, I guess, morph into what is the norm here. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. And through the films, it has allowed me to see my parents in a different perspective. So that's...
Yeah. Well, oh yeah, hon. All I want you to do is trust yourself.
Okay.
Trust yourself to
I
not
trust
be
myself.
within those boxes or within the way that you wrote it or having to look, And was it fun to watch her do that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your whole personality came out and it was very natural in the way that you did. And you were still incredibly well spoken and poised and lovely. So you nailed it. Good. Trust yourself and know that you got this. Plus, I love the story. Who doesn't want to learn? Okay.